And good evening everyone who is watching the stream of VOD, or good evening, good morning actually. It's like almost 5 in the morning here. For people who wake up early, I'm the people who wake up very late, so for me it's like night time. So a short one tonight, just because I ended up again a little bit. Hey, I going to see the servers. This looks strange. Are we here? Can I join my server, please? Yes, I can. So, yeah. Today is Saturday, and Saturdays I usually don't get a lot of time to stream, but today I've been actually working on some IT stuff. So my main rig needs Windows reinstallation. I'm preparing everything for that. I'm going to be running two systems at once to make the transition easier, because it's my like worst nightmare to reinstall everything, because there's so much over the years, and this my current system, it is not just another Windows installation. It's been something that I've been kind of customizing, adding software and whatnot throughout. At this point, I think more than 5 years, of course. That made the system extremely outdated. Aha, now I remember where we are. So, and cluttered. So there's a lot of things in it, so it needs reinstallation. Pretty much wiping everything, but saving what's needed. So I'm going to do it on another SSD. So that's coming down very close. So been preparing for that. Plus, yeah, I moved some hard drives around. There's that too. Worked on that. Kind of downgrading the storage in my main rig. Ideally, that would be one SSD and one hard drive. I don't need more than that. Interesting. I don't remember this character being actually this hungry. Plus, I have a scene to use instead of my old router that seems to be kinda misbehaving lately. So, but that scene needs a little bit to work, a little bit of work. So, oh, okay, I can see that from here, which is sorta kinda insane. That's the very edge of the very end of the military peninsula. Okay, so what do we have? Couple of damaged grenades, a yellow key, which is nice, so we gotta use that. We gotta try to use that. We have a bottle of gasoline. We have a helicopter that came down somewhere over there. Okay, let's keep going through these military installation here, just because why not? I don't expect this place to spawn much loot. Plus, I actually don't have the spark plug. I haven't had the spark plug in a while. Those doors just got open, but that's probably because of me getting close. That's server synchronization. That's been a thing for very, very, very long time. Still. Got, what is the right word? Got the air on the side of caution here. Why am I constantly hearing something in my left ear? Better to be careful, of course. Small grenade, not a real grenade. So we are looking for explosives here. I actually remembered where we got to be looking for explosives. I think the chance is higher, though I'm not sure how can it even be, but it feels like the chance is higher at the eastern port. This is sort of interesting, and interesting that it doesn't have any loot whatsoever. We should spawn a little bit more than this. There's definitely a storage room. I don't know, maybe they got another type of loot. Like mixed loot and whatnot. There's a ton of them. They will come after me all at once. That one is a little bit harder to kill. I have only a 20 rounder. Okay. My pocket. By the way, we found the spark plug yesterday, the last time I played, and I didn't pick it up. I left it where it was. That was kind of stupid. I mean, not going to the bunker, not using the opportunity. That's one thing, and that's sort of kind of okay if you don't. But leaving the spark plug. That maybe wasn't smart. It's better to have that possibility than not to have it. Yep. Oops. Got caught. Have nothing. Let's keep going. The helicopter came down somewhere over there. We should be able to see it from here, but I'm not seeing it. Cannot reach him with this. Come on. I can reach him only like one swing out of 10. He's strangely calm. But definitely he is following me. Okay, that's because of the state of this window. That's better. I just heard an explosion that didn't sound like a helicopter. Somebody blowing things up on the server. Interesting. So, but this which way? Which way? That way. It's a gigantic backpack. Wanted to say something and kinda lost it in the middle. What was I even talking about? The helicopter's over there. Okay. So this looks kinda subpar. The helicopter is a little bit more dangerous, but must be better. In which direction I'm going to? One of these. Okay. Hi. Was it you I was hearing? Oops. That was unfair. Something got cut on me. Got damaged. The shoes. Hey. Like, not fair. Sounds like they're inside, but they're actually not. They're on top of me. There's another one even. When they go inside, it's pretty easy to kill them even with a knife. Are you inside? No, not inside. Though attacking me for some reason. Why are you attacking me? You cannot... Well, sounds like... Oops. All the doors behind me were closed. Gonna get you. Yeah, he was above, but... See? This door. This door. And then I was standing here and it went past me from behind. Okay, so what did get damaged? My jacket, of course. Using that's hidden tunnel. Yep, exactly. This is badly damaged. Let's keep them. Let's keep them. Found the magic pixel. He found the magic texture. Just went through it, but well, by the look of it. Okay. Now we have really empty pockets here. As the server being slow. So we got to do a coastal run. Take a look at the bunkers. I'll look for the gun cleaning kits. That's usually when I find them. In the bunkers. Knife, by the way. Should be like somewhere here. Sorta. This is my my treasures. This is more treasures. Wait, we have one key? No, we have two keys, but both are yellow, unfortunately. Okay, where did the heli come down? I completely lose the sense of direction here. Somewhere over there. I only can figure out my position looking at the distant objects. The close one are all like confusing. The configuration of this place is sorta beyond me. I've seen it from like on a map. That's the heli over there. And it's kinda, it has sense the way it's configured, but it's just impossible to, well, so far it's been oh, that landed in the middle of the firing range, or in the middle of the artillery firing range. Okay. Okay, I kinda thought there was another wolf. I kinda start a lot from here because I would often go to the Kekra abandoned village at the very end of the military peninsula, the eastern end, and I would start from there. That's a car over there? Ah, no. That's a truck. Okay. Let's see if we get shot. I mean, I'm not sure people even go to this place, because it looks like a gigantic empty field. Armor on the back, yeah. Oh, that one's very new light. How did I miss that? Hey, stop doing that. Got to remember that the zombies might have sometimes better loot. Let's turn this off. Let's see. So we're looking for explosives, and probably this is going to be just not that impressive for us. Yeah. It's like the gonna get you. It's like the frying pan in PUBG. Frying pan in PUBG was impenetrable, and I think it worked as an armor. It maybe even still works. I'm not sure how it is, but I do remember that frying pan and PUBG, it was like at some point even a symbol of PUBG of sorts. I do remember a video where like a whole squad of people, I think it's free now, so a whole squad of people were shooting just at one guy holding a frying pan and kind of using it as a shield. A whole squad of people. But that was very long time ago. It's like, remember Mr. Blue and Queenie, gonna get ya? It's when they switched. That's another one, very close one. I think it's landing over there. Where I came from. So I think it's when Mr. Blue and Queenie switched to other games. And one of the first games they started playing was PUBG. So that long ago. Yeah, perfect aim. I think maybe it was even them. Organizing. Switch to the other shoulder today? Not really, if you're asking about me. I'm right-handed, so my shoulder's always right. No, right. That's left. That's very uncomfortable, by the way. Okay, the tower is not really interesting, but this might be that like truck cemetery and whatnot might be more interesting. Okay, I'm going to be shooting because why not? Missing to the left. Yeah, okay. I guess that, yeah, that can change. Belt. Do I have a belt? Of course I have a belt. No, I don't have a belt. And that's intentional, because I don't have a pistol. It would be only beneficial if I had a pistol. Yeah, okay. Moving targets is not my thing. Oh, this one's wearing... Oops. Time to finish it with a knife. Scope's not the best. Maybe not adjusted, yeah. Out of adjustment. Possible. That's DZ. Everything's freaking possible here. By the way, I'm slowly, not slowly actually, I've kinda been pretty active lately in going through the recordings and removing the old recordings from my hard drive, just to able to merge two hard drives into one smaller one. So, and I realized that I often end up wearing like this outfit, especially the Ushanka in Namalsk and firefighter pants. Usually it's bushlat, not this jacket. M65 is it called? So, but all my characters end up being looking all the same. Damaged knife, damaged knife. Do I have a spare knife? Yeah. Doesn't look like it. Unless it's hiding somewhere. I need a spare knife. Look of the line of the reticle. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit invisible because I never bothered to install the battery. No, I'm talking about clothes here. So I've been going through a lot of videos. The ones got to the point where I only started playing Namals, Sakhal, and yeah, my characters always end up looking the same here. Okay, a spark plug. So this spawns pretty much industrial loot with some military. That's what we are looking for. It's damaged. We got to hide it. But we won't be able to move anything. Yes? No. This all got to stay inside. Unless I want to ditch one of the silencers. This can, yeah, this can. Outside. Pretty much everything can be outside. Swap the alcohol. Yeah. At this point, anything, yeah. Doesn't really matter. Okay, there was a couple of like cars with small crates in front of them, like this one, and they would spawn. Yeah, they would spawn things even here. So some of these crates, they spawn things for some reason. Some don't. Hard to figure out which ones do and which ones don't. Yeah, see? That's a grenade. In good condition. So found 2 grenades here. It's a nice place. I like it. These trucks don't spawn anything. Armor doesn't spawn anything. But these crates do spawn things. What was that? Huh, okay. Still a Makarov. I have a feeling, I mean, I'm not sure, but I know that Izh, it's like Izhevsky Zavod, Izhevsk factory. So that's what Izh is. And that's probably maybe only one of many factories that would produce like Makarovs and like a range of weapons, a range of stuff, not just weapons, not just Makarovs. So, for example, it would be like a it is like a conglomerate of factories, at least used to be. And for example, my grandfather's car was Izh 412, but at the same time it was Moskvich, not brand, like, I don't know if it's not like branding, then what would it be? if it's not a factory, if it's not a company name, but it's not a model because the model was Ish for 12. So just I guess model 2. So Ish for 12 and like pretty much close to how it would be with like M things. In the States, M65 is a jacket, M79 is a grenade launcher, if I remember it right. So, but in this case, Ish means the manufacturer. So, and I'm not sure. Ish would definitely produce some hunting weapons, I think. But I'm not sure about Makarovs. Izhevsk factory. Hey. Hey. Game thinks something is in there. American companies produced most of the German trucks in early World War II. No, no, no. Never heard of it. Okay. Start this fire in the middle of this field, but I have a feeling it does not really attract people. Plus the server's low pop. Anyway, it's just my bad that I ended up with a character here and with a stash and whatever, so yeah, but the thing about Makarov being called Ish, what's the real name? I'm curious, let me Google it while we are waiting anyway. So it would be called Pistolet Makarova, Makarov pistol. So it would be like PM, Pistol Makarov, I guess. There's some sort of strange index that I never heard of, 56A125. I know. It was produced by Izhevsky factory, Izhevsk mechanic factory. So yeah, it used to be, or maybe they're still producing it. What Izhevsk mechanic factory doesn't produce? I see. I'm gonna get you. So the Germans made a mistake. They nationalized it. It would keep producing them throughout the war. If they never nationalized it. So Izhevsk mechanic factory. It produces civilian and service weapon. Tools, power tools, packing equipment, oil and gas equipment, medical equipment, and what's it called in English? Metal production. So, like firearms, they produced under trademark Baikal trademark. Baikal, it's like a very large Russian lake. So the main production is sport to hunting shotguns, I guess, and pistols. So Egypt's mechanic factory produces 87% of Russian firearms. Yeah, gonna get you. Yeah, I know. That's what, like, tyrannies, well, autocratic and dictatorships, authoritarian regimes and dictatorships do. They tend to shoot themselves in the leg at the end of the day. So they shouldn't have nationalized it. It would have kept working. So okay. Wait a second. They used to produce Russian CD players, like a hi-fi deck type. That's insanity. Because that type of stuff doesn't really go well here. Well, I mean, doesn't really ends up being produced in enough quantities at a good price and with quality high enough. Diversification. Yeah. So a lot of, yeah, but still, like, I didn't know that the main thing they would produce was firearms. Wait a second, there was not a single word in that article about cars. Not a single word. So, starting from Starting from 61, they started to produce motorcycle engines, Jupiter. And 66, they started to produce automobile parts. And then 65, some parts for Moskvich cars. But not like the whole cars. I'm trying to grab my mate. Yeah, actually. So that's interesting. I'm not seeing anything in the article about the cars. Okay, Ish. Wait a second. There was another Ish. Okay, that's Ish Mechanic Factory. But there is Ish... what would it be called? Kalashnikov concern? So, Ish Mechanic Factory, or Ish Mechanic Plant, and Ish Machine Building Plant. So, those are two different Ish. But they produce pretty much guns too. So that's very strange. So that is Machine Building Factory, I think, is officially renamed now into Kalashnikov conglomerate or group of companies. Kalashnikov Group. Okay, hard to figure it out. I'm still not sure why my granddad's car, Moskvich, was called Ish then. And Ish not like Ish model, Ish 412. Yeah, I've never been into cars, so I don't know history of those things. Uh-huh, yeah. Just right there, of course. Oops, that one is empty. I forgot about it. I cannot move my gun fast enough. There's another one. Crap. Another group of doggies, yeah. Okay. Nice to have another gun with a silencer. So this we don't have, we need this. So now our anti-zombie gun's empty. Yeah, anti-zombie gun's empty and we have no rounds for it. Now we have to rely only on this one. Because to find like 380, no, it's possible to find 380s here. It would just be again just magazines for Bison. So okay, so I think that's the place where you have a chance to find claimers. The red thing on the bat was the red grenade launcher, smoke grenade. Oh yeah, that's how you find ammo here for the Bison. So, but doesn't spawn, and in Makarov pistols, and that would be it. No other way. So especially industrial buildings like this one. They tend to spawn more interesting things than designated military buildings. It's a pretty far away zombie. Usually a bunch of zombies here. One. Okay, let's start with the industrial zone. Wait. What's that? Blades of grass. Since we are looting anyway. Since we are just looking for explosives. Huh? Okay, follow me inside if you feel like it. Interesting, this is the only type of the building, I think, the only example of this building with this grass and bushes growing inside. So the only building of this type with the grass and bushes inside. I mean, I think it looks pretty cool. So all other buildings of this type, they don't have this growth inside. Yeah, ready for my fire, exactly. Are you coming? motivate him a little bit. You had to... Another one with these rounds here. Had to die with his legs outside and one of his arms going outside. Okay, so... Killing them one by one without shooting. Are you coming? They're all wearing, okay, the K caps. That'll come in handy for gasoline. Keeping this one. Oh, wait a second. Yes, I don't have it. I've never had it. That's the first one I found. What are you? Badly damaged knife. To do some work on my outfit in here. Got to be more careful with the zombies. It's extremely easy to end up on this peninsula without ways to fix your clothes. Gasoline in the Mad Max style. Yeah. Gasoline. Okay. Oh yeah, this is nice. This is very nice. This eliminates need to actually do any fishing around here. Flashbang. Here we have a couple of these things. Yo. 8. This crate? No, this crate doesn't spawn anything. Another radio. Lots of radios. They are like proper radio enthusiasts used to be here. Electrical substation. Hello. I'll leave it somewhere. I'll leave it somewhere, don't know where, but I'll leave it. Oh, wait a second. Have you noticed that? It's like all crooked. It's deformed around the door. A little bit trippy, actually, impression. After people started listening in, yeah. Interesting that it warns you not only from the outside, but from the inside. It says danger on the inside, so yeah, indeed, it's dangerous outside. There's a bush growing on top of that building, or a tree. There's like small water cooling pool. So I'm going like a completely different route here. Gonna get ya. Have you ever heard a famous Russian poet, Iosif Brodsky? He has actually, I think, a poem just about that. It starts, He used to read it with that insane voice. Don't leave the room. Don't make that mistake. That's how it starts. It's more of a meme for people who are not really interested in poetry here. And yeah, I'm definitely not a person who ever enjoyed Brodsky. Never got up till today till 3 p.m. Yeah. So the story of Brodsky is that he was pushed out of the Soviet Union, literally pushed out by the authorities. So he suffered a lot from the regime, from the Soviet regime, and eventually was just pushed out. I think he got Nobel Prize. Got to Google that. I'm not sure. If not Nobel, then maybe some other very famous prizes. So, but again, I'm not a person who reads poetry. Here we go, 17 rounds but damaged. We'll fix it and the rounds will become less damaged. Gonna get you, yeah, happens. If you do it like this, it happens. So, over there, that's the only gas station around here. That's the only gas station at the military peninsula. So, let's fill the second bottle with gasoline. And keep it that way. Better to have 2 bottles of gasoline than 1. So this is water, this is supposed to be normal. Let's see if it is. Am I hearing a zombie in these bushes? Or a person? Or just the bushes? Yeah. You already told us that you've been kinda doing a lot in that sphere. I've been kinda doing things too here. So a couple days ago my main router, that's actually pretty old at this point, started to fall apart in my hands, and I'm not kidding. Mechanically, literally started to fall apart. So I have a mini PC that I'm going to use instead of that router, but it has to be configured and whatnot. It has to be actually checked first if it even works. Okay, give me a second. I need a second to check on something. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. It was just a second, nothing special. Time to turn the gamma off. Yo, what? There's a ton of moisture rounds tonight and quite some food. By the way, for some reason, maybe that's the property of this bacon. Maybe because it's like tactical, it simply doesn't get frozen. I mean, it gets maybe a little bit frozen, but like only a little bit. Tactical, exactly, yeah. Well, I mean, you could eat a lot of things frozen if you wanted, but not in this game. So, I guess maybe there is like some sort of differentiation in terms of its ability to resist the low temperatures. Interesting. I kinda like my chocolate and candy bars actually hard, so I would keep them in the well, not in the freezer, obviously, but still at low temp. The zombies are back for some reason. Why are they back? Good question. So, but yeah, I prefer my candies more harder than softer. Okay, my shovel is still pristine. Crap, it happened again with my second PC monitor. It's turning off for a second and then goes on, but like the picture, not the power. Got to figure out that too. Okay, there's a ton of food, which is nice. Definitely we don't need to do any fishing. Okay, so we are done with this part of the zone. There's those we don't have. Those I've never heard of. Frozen might take a day or two. Okay. Is this a fire? No, that's not fire. It's a jacket. Anything ever spawns here? Anything interesting? Yeah. I consider myself like a person that really loves sweets. I definitely have sweet tooth. But the fridge, not the freezer though, the fridge is still full of bars and chocolate and whatnot. candy bar consisting marshmallow flavored nougat. Marshmallow flavored nougat covered in chocolate flavor coating. So it's like nougat. It's like nuts without nuts. That's the only one I remember that has nougat in it. Because strawberry flavor. Yeah, I prefer chocolate flavor. Please flavor chocolate with flavor of chocolate. Very chewy. Yeah, nougat because it's nougat. Well, now I kind of want something with nougat. Or maybe even like Milky Way, that won't be nougat, that's like more other thing. That's coming from another direction. I heard an aggro coming from over there. Okay, definitely one came already aggroed. Over there. Yeah. Another one that cannot enter the container. Okay. Nothing to see here. Let's keep going. I'm just slowly going through the whole military zone. Well, it's like more like military factory, military port. Radios, yeah. Lots of abandoned radios. The thing with the radios is still going. That's a Saiga. That's another canteen. That is in better condition. And we can keep the bad one too, because we have room. Well, ready. Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. Here we go. That's what I've been looking for. Gonna get you, come on. Don't do that. Okay, so this would fit in here, I think, like this. No, there are magazines. It's just I never reloaded this one. So we have 2 and 2. We can figure this out, especially if we ditch that mine. No, there's another magazine in Bison. There's a lot of magazines around here. Okay. So how to figure this out? Move this here. And move this here. And and this here. Okay. Now it looks like it's time to leave the peninsula. We got to stash this stuff away if we still have our stash, but that I would just check offline. One thing we got to find and we still haven't had it. It's weapon cleaning kits. We need weapon cleaning kits. Weapon cleaning kits. That would be like the east coast. Sorry, east coast. Well, west coast. So we'll have to start a fire and eat just to make some room. So let's leave this area. Wait a second. I forgot to check one part of the building, I think. Since we need to go to the east coast, that's where we are going to be looking for the boat. This doesn't have offices. Okay. So west coast, bunkers and boats. That's where we are going to be looking for it. So here this part we are skipping. We go to the coast. We eat there. It was a zombie. Very annoyed. Civilian worker. At least one cleaning kit we need. So I was right about finding claimers here. And it would be not the military buildings, but the industrial buildings. For some reason, that's how it works here. So there's a bunch of bunkers around here. Like, just around here it would be like 3 or 4 or 5. But they're all, of course, on the coast. But that's where the boats are. No zombies spotted me. There's a lot of them outside. Over there seem to be not disturbed. This helicopter is static, it's not dynamic. It doesn't have anything, as far as I understand. So that one has its tail actually still attached to it. Okay, though it feels pretty strange to skip the main part of the island. This is like probably the best loot, but we are full. We need even to make some room before we can pick up things. So I'm got to be looking for the bots to go back to the mainland. So every bunker spawns exactly one item. Oh, there's 3. I thought this place had 2. These crates don't spawn anything, and the desks don't spawn anything. is with a pristine magazine, by the way. 7 rounds. Taking this. Yeah, definitely. I'm taking the ammo. Went on the ground. There's no room. Literally 0 room. I could move the grenades to the carrier, but I don't want to risk it. There is always room. In the magazine, yeah. Swap, I say. Why? It should be possible to do the swap. God, this game. Sometimes cannot intellectually figure out the way to turn it. Let's reload the big magazine. The big, it's 20. Well, I mean, in most cases 20 is just enough. 10 might not be enough. Why not combine? Because they are damaged inside. The magazine is damaged and they are damaged. That's why I'm looking for a weapon cleaning kit to fix them. And this one spawns loot. And these two spawn things. Any bots floating around here? Both coasts of the military peninsula spawn bots. If I don't find this weapon cleaning kit, I will probably have to go back to the port. Not the bot we need. So if I find the bot, we could risk it and go to the port on that bot. Civilian bot. There's a lot of bots spawning. Oh, that's the bunker. There's a helmet visor. Yeah, just some random rounds. Okay, any bots around here? Yep, not really. But I think this coast has bot spawns like every 300-400 meters or something. And it has bunkers. Unfortunately, it's getting windy. It's getting pretty windy and I might not be able to start fire just outside. Maybe in the bunker. So yeah, see the thing about claimers, even though it's kinda supposed to be all tier 3 military loot zone, but the claimers usually spawn over there. Maybe it's like easier to find them there because of the amount of possible loot spawn points, but yeah, when you need those weapon cleaning kits, you start finding them like in every bunker, okay, every other bunker. Let's keep going. No bunkers here. Or if there is a bunker, it's probably up there, but probably not. I think one of the bots spawns is here. Okay, we'll have to go up there just to have a fire. Otherwise, we might not be able to make it. Well, I mean, we will make it one way or another. I just don't want to get my health seriously damaged. Maybe it would be possible to start the fire in here, using these cliffs as a cover, but I'm not sure the game is sophisticated enough to kinda account for that. Okay, no bots. That's interesting. Has to be a bunker somewhere here, yeah. Over there. Oh yeah. Exactly what we need. So let's check what we need to fix. This is good, this is good. This gun is damaged. Repair. The gun's good. Then this magazine. Good. Then the only pistol silencer we still have. That's what I wanted to find. Exactly this. Now let's get rounds out of this one. And drop them inside the main one. come on. It's like they changed something in the way you handle loot. Especially things related to hands. Maybe moving things too fast around to your hands and out of your hands. That was the reason I was getting that much grief with like desynchronization, hand desynchronization. Okay, so we've done what we wanted to do, gun cleaning kit related. So now we got to find a way to get warm. What if we go to one of the ramps? Yeah, but I kind of felt I would just find one and completely use it up. Can you have a fire under the ramp? Well, I mean, you can, but it's still kind of having it. Oh, the zombies here. You cannot have fire in those. Might be actually possible to start a fire here. It still should be outside, but at the same time with a roof on top of it. Don't get wet. Light bark. Light bark. One of these trees should produce... Okay, whatever. I've never tried this. I'm kinda curious. Technically that's pretty good cover. If not for like light bleeding outside because it's dizzy. This okay can be ignited, but will it continue? Okay. The smoke seems to be accumulating here. Yeah, it's not coming through the ramp. And I feel like it's windy enough to not be able to have any fires outside. Here we go. Now we just have to wait. Heavy one, heavy one. So then we'll be able to eat and get some empty... Oh, that's just water. Can we? Yes, we can. We can collate it. Nice warm food would be nice. Sure thing. So this is now safe to drink. So this I wanted to fill with gasoline. Yeah, we'll have to go back for that. 6 sticks should be enough. But let's grab this. There was a zombie. Where did it go? Oh yeah. Still there indeed. Didn't see him. Well spotted. The food's getting ready. And this is getting ready. Stuck there in the middle. Yeah. So we haven't seen any bots on this side, so maybe we should go to the other side to look for the bots and hit the gas station on the way. Okay, this is ready to be consumed. The bayonet's damaged. Okay, let's fix the knife. And the bayonet's going to be... we'll let the bayonet degrade. But the knife, we got to keep... Let's keep it in good condition. Yeah, I recognize that it's poetry too, speaking of poetry, but yeah, I never heard that song. Maybe I heard. I have a serious issue. I cannot like normally. I have hard time recognizing words in songs. So even in Russian, like I tend to mishear lyrics a lot. So. And of course it's way worse in English than in Russian. Oh yeah, yeah. But by the way, one good thing I learned through YouTube, at least this year should be something good, right? A YouTuber that's pretty much into retro hardware and whatnot found a way to purchase the Commodore company. So a fan of Commodore got Commodore company, got the brand back, and going to, well, license it out to all the Commodore people doing things for Commodore, so producing new Commodores, so like upgraded Commodores and whatnot, newer versions of it, newer iterations of it, like going to license it and produce it to the like going to license it out and produce some stuff himself. So the brand of Commodore has been like tossed around between different companies who didn't care about it, and we're pretty much trying to produce, I don't know what, washing machines under it. So yeah, it's a big thing now. I mean, in the retro computing scene, it's a big thing that finally a person that cares a lot about the brand, cares a lot about retro computing, got the brand. So but people are already like saying that the Commodore's going to be back. That's why he bought the brand. He figured out how how to get it. To just bring it all back. Not like washing machines and I don't know, strange office devices that nobody needs, but like proper old computers. In his video, he two times mentioned that in 1993 Steve Jobs said that to build a trademark or sign as recognizable as Commodore's, Chicken Lips it's called, would cost like 10 years or 5 years and $100 million. That's what Steve Jobs said in 1993. So, of course, quite some time has passed. But still. And he referred to some other polls that suggested that 87% of people answered would still recognize the Commodore logo, Commodore branding. Nice and warm now. Yeah. I don't remember the name of his channel. His nickname is Perifractic, but his real name is Christian Simpson, I think. And he makes retro computing videos. But the channel is called not like Perifractic, I think. So yeah, I've never seen him before. No, I think I'm lying. I saw him like a year ago when he reviewed a new version of Commodore produced by somebody else. Just let Bart. Yeah. I mean, I guess he gets it a lot in his life. So he kind of created, I think, yeah, I remember, he created something that's called a public benefit company, public benefit organization, to own actually the Commodore branding rights and all the related stuff. And the story is that he was going to ask the current owners, the former owners of the Commodore branding, like, well, a license to kind of sub-license it out, but they just offered him the company. So it's a good thing. Got to now get Atari back, and that would be like in Blade Runner. The future's going to be like in Blade Runner, where they had like Commodore and Atari Atari logos. Don't remember about Commodore, but Atari logos definitely used to be in Blade Runner. Even in the second one, I think. Why am I losing my other plus that fast? My third plus. Gonna get ya? Yeah, of course, man. And you get some much needed rest. I'm not going to be here for long myself. But if I find the boat, well, it depends on the state of the boat. I might just want to go back to the mainland, and those journeys, they take lots of time. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, you have a good one, and thanks for jumping in. Chili gasoline, in case you wanted it chili. Moving through, not staying in this area to loot it, just going to take a look at a couple of buildings. So sometimes I have a feeling that these barracks will spawn less loot than a bunker with like a desk next to it or a crate. Grenade, yeah. Okay, okay. I'm ready to take my words back. The first one was in the head. I'm sure of it. Suppressors holding. I'm hearing those strange noises again. Those like sort of kind of breathing noises. Heard the step. And that wasn't my step. But it wasn't a step outside. Is there something wrong with the sound here? The step that I heard was on concrete, not on the ground. So it was like these steps. It's still possible for these characters to produce steps that can be heard like outside. Okay, good. Yes, and a glue and some glue. Oh, wait a second. I had glue, I didn't see it. Bad. I had a stick of glue. I've had it for quite some time. Leaving the military base because we are, well, I mean, we are not full, but it's getting hard, and if we find like another claimer, we probably won't be able to properly function after that, and I don't want to ditch things. Plus, claimer, it's something that deserves to be stashed away. Is that the one I started my fire under? No, doesn't look like it. Maybe it is. I immediately see a static bot. Well, I mean a dynamic event bot. Again. That's very close. And that's again, that's like the same one respawned. Okay, I'm not going there. We need a bot. So I don't want to go to Kekra. I have a feeling maybe there's not a lot of bots spawned there. We need a bot. Here we go. Hiding in the rocks here. A perfect bot. What's that condition? It's good. And it's gonna be good till tomorrow. It doesn't have gasoline. Well, it doesn't have much gasoline. Could use it to get to the other side, but unfortunately at this point I gotta call it a day. So the bot's good. It'll be just it's going to have a damaged engine tomorrow, so but not destroyed unless somebody takes it, but it's actually almost invisible and nobody would be looking for it here. Well, I mean, and then somebody takes it. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. A short one tonight. I kind of felt myself actually a little bit, let's call it, under the weather, but streaming always helps. I mean, if it's not like just falling asleep from just being tired and not having enough sleep, otherwise streaming helps to feel better, at least in my case. So, and not just gaming. Gaming doesn't work that way, but streaming does. So, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please don't leave the chat yet. That's a little bit too loud. Don't leave the chat yet. YouTube people, thank you for watching me on YouTube. Please leave a like if you like this video. Doesn't matter if it was a recorded video for you or a live stream. Subscribe for more. Activate those notifications, because I stream every day, but even though it's nighttime usually when I stream, nighttime in Europe, I can be early, I can be late, so there's no set time. Again, Twitch people, thank you for watching me on Twitch. Again, if you aren't following me, then follow, but usually people watch those who they follow. So don't leave the channel yet, Twitch people. We got to raid somebody. There's a lot of people playing right now. Lot of people playing right now. Let's see who to raid. Oh, let's go again to Mr. Nate Lapt, because he is playing Project Zomboid. And Project Zomboid is a game that I actually like to watch, but I don't like to play. I'm not a fan of Project Zomboid's interface. It seems to be a little bit too much. But again, it's just a matter of personal preference. See you all tomorrow, people. That's it for tonight. Goodbye and good night.